Rob Apple, and I'm here to introduce Pastor Bob Pete from the Kingdom of God Church in Kingman, Arizona. This is Pastor Bob Pete.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing?
Reverend Carl Green, who's Executive Director of Seventh-day Baptist Conference. And Carl had a question for Pastor Bob.
Yeah, so Pastor Bob has introduced us to some really cool outreach ideas, a little bit beyond outside the box. And I was wondering if you could welcome us into some of these, at least one of them.
So my goal, I believe that as we try to witness to people, it's real easy to witness to low-hanging fruit. Like, if someone's got a drug addiction or alcohol, they know they need something to change in their life. But how do you reach the guy who's got 2.3 kids? He's got a jet ski and a boat, and he's got a wife and a girlfriend. He's got everything he thinks he wants, right? So how does that guy, because if you had a tent revival, he's not coming, right?
Right.
Okay, so here's the thing. I happen to have a motorcycle, and I happen to have these ramps like Evel Knievel would use. And so what I do is, we had an event here where I jumped over 8 cars. And so we had the takeoff ramp, the landing ramp, and we had about 300 or 400 people show up to this thing. And so they got the ramps there, and we got music, and we had games for the kids, and hot dogs, and all the stuff like you'd have at an event.
Yeah.
And they wanted to come out and see this crazy pastor. Why would this guy do this? And so I got the leathers on and the whole suit, and we played the song by Van Halen, Jump. And I go up to the top of the landing ramp. Well, the top of the landing ramp's got what's called a safety deck. So it's over the last car in case you're a little short, right? Safety first. So I stand on top of there like it's a stage. And I did, and I gave the message of Jesus Christ. I gave the message of the gospel.
Yeah.
And these people are standing there, and I told them about my past. I gave a short testimony, how Jesus changed my life, that I was a former bar owner, and all the bad things I had done. I fessed up to everything. Being completely transparent is huge, because if someone thinks you're a phony, they're not going to listen to you. If you pretend to be holier than thou, I understand, but I'm better than you. They don't like that. So I went up there and I was transparent, and then I did an altar call. And we had people down in the crowd, and what they did is they prayed with the people down there. And so we gave them tracts, we had Bibles for them, we had everything so they're ready. And then I got on the motorcycle, and we do a motorcycle show. You know what you do, you got to show off, right? So I've got a speedometer on the motorcycle because I need to know exactly how fast I did. I had to take off a little over 40 miles an hour for this jump. It's a very small jump, actually. So
For some, yeah, okay.
So
okay.
How many cars have you jumped, Carl?
I rolled over one once, but that's about as good as I got. So 8, okay, 8 is a little bit better.
So and a motorcycle. So there was actually a Harley under there too. But anyway, so I did this wheelie, and the connection to the speedometer got torn, and so I no longer had a speedometer, and I had no way to know how fast to go off the ramp, and I got some guy's telephone, and he had an app. There was a speedometer, and we duct taped it to my handlebars. And I didn't know if it was right or not. And so here I'm going like this, and I want to share something, a real special moment, though. So my son, I want him to know that you can't let fear stop you. Fear stops everybody. Fear is of the devil. Fear is the worst thing. And so I said, Spencer, when I do this last thing, I want you to come up. I want to say something before I jump. So I told him, I said, son, right now things are screwy. I got this goofy phone strapped to here, and I don't know what's going to happen. But you know what? God does. And when you're afraid, you got to put your faith in God. So don't be afraid. So I went back, and I said my prayer. And when you jump a motorcycle, it's not an adrenaline rush, but there's a special moment. And so as you're going towards a ramp, there's a split second. It's very spiritual. There's a split second when you know that you can no longer hit the brake. You can't turn away from the ramp. You're gonna go.
You're committed.
Yeah.
There's no not going.
Yeah.
And then you take off. And I landed and it was safe. But see, the thing I want people to understand is that we all have that moment when we die. We're all gonna be that 1 second when there's no going back. And we have to be ready with God when that happens.
Yeah. Pastor Bob, thank you for sharing with us Kingdom Risk. I love that picture of kingdom risk, of not just taking risk, but for the sake of the kingdom and expanding his kingdom.
And so if you're an SDB church and you'd like something jumped over, please get a hold of me, because I will come with my ramps and my motorcycle and I'll jump over something for you. I'm not even kidding. And you'll get a message and an altar call, and it'll be a great day.
Awesome.